Good afternoon, YouTube. My name is Andrew Miller, and today on Talk and Talk, we're gonna discuss about the adolescence. I have a lot of people very interesting here to discuss with us. So let's start with Victor. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Sure. I'm Victor. I'm 32 years old. Currently I'm a software developer, and in my spare time I like to play guitar. I ride skateboard and play basketball too. And I'm here in TalkNTalk since May this year, and it's
Awesome.
been very, very good for my development of my communication skills and for English. So this is it.
Okay, awesome. Thanks a lot. Patricia, how about you?
Hello, my name is Patricia. I am a little shy, but I'm a teacher, a literacy teacher. I think that it's the word, I don't know, but I live with my husband, 2 dogs. I like to listen to music, reading, running, and now I'm trying to improve my English since yesterday when I started.
Okay, so be welcome. You are in the right place to improve your communication skills, especially I think the self-confidence to speak in English, because I see that you speak very well. Just you need to practice more, and that's it. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, let me see, Nacheli. How about you?
Hi guys, I'm Nachi. I live in Fortaleza. I work as a secretary, and in my free time I like to read. So I always have a book with me. Actually,
Very
I'm
nice.
at work right now, so I can stay until the finish of this immersion. But it's nice to meet you.
Okay, nice to meet you too, Nacheli. Amara, how about you?
I'm from Piauí. I'm 36 years old, and I'm a biology professor. And I was in some old meetings in the pandemic time, but I returned in free way again now in July, that I'm on vacation and trying to improve my English.
Okay, so be welcome again. Gabriel, how about you?
Oh, good afternoon, guys. I'm Gabriel Quirino. I'm 26 years old. I live south of Brazil, and today it's very cold here, around 9 Celsius degrees. Francis on that, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I have 3 jobs. I consider my main job with my father's company, as a hydraulic machine operator, because I work every day. I have my second one. I'm a fireman. Yeah, I used to work in each one day, and I have 3 days off. And the third one, I work as an assistant referee soccer by Federation of my state, Federação Catarinense of Indoor Soccer, futsal. I have a degree in human resource. I'm married, and what else? Tomorrow I'm gonna turn 1 year married anniversary. What else? I think that's it about me.
Okay, congrats. And I didn't know about the indoor soccer. Nice to know. Indoor soccer. Okay. So guys, let's start this conversation. We're gonna discuss about the adolescence. I always do the same that I like to start from the first question, and then I can create the order based on your answer, and just try to maintain this conversation more natural, okay? Not only following question like, oh, number one, number two, what do you think, what do you think, what do you think? But, try to create a real conversation here. So let's start from the first. What are some of the challenges you faced during your adolescence? Let's start from Nacheli.
I think a challenge for me was that I'm a shy kid, so I become a shy teenager, and I'm a little shy as an adult. So I think this is not it's not good for our development, because sometimes we lost some opportunities because of the shy. So for me, I think was the worst.
Okay. I will answer this question because with me it's the same situation. Okay, so the same, totally the same. Patricia, how about you?
For me, I think it was the pressure of not to be able to reach the study objectives and not getting a job, because I think it was so hard in past. Nowadays, I think that is more easily, but still hard, because people helping more, and we didn't have telephones, computers, or even internet. Though I think it was a little the studies, and I always shy. I am always shy person. Eu também sou tímida.
Okay.
Everyone, I think.
Yeah, this is a problem that I don't know if it's a problem, maybe it's a characteristic or something like that, but yeah, we need to deal with the consequence of it. Like, of course, if we are shy, we will lose some opportunities.
Yes.
Vitor, how about you?
I think my biggest problems in the adolescence was the school. I had too many problems trying to accept how the school works at the first, how can I say, primeiro e segundo ano. I was always in trouble because I was rebelled against the way they teach us, how they spend 2-3 months teaching one single thing, one single, in math, the one single formula. So I repeat first year 3 times because I couldn't fit this way of teaching. So I drop out from the school, and when I get the opportunity, I just finish my school and start to a college. The college is totally what I was thinking when I in the school, because you had to learn fast, when you have to learn for yourself, and it's now I like to study and how the things are going, but my problem at the school was very, very repeating. Every time my mother would have to go to school, talk to the teacher, so that was I was struggling at there.
Yeah, very interesting. but this school was public or private schools?
Public, always public schools.
Always public, yeah.
Yeah, no. Once I was to a private school, and
Okay.
I feel that was back in learning, so they are very advanced, and
Okay.
I returned to public. It was very, I couldn't differentiate how the learnings was at the time.
Interesting. Gabriel, how about you?
Well,
challenges.
different than some person here. I'm not a shy person. It was easy to do a friend, you know.
Mhm.
And but I try to I try to remember the challenge. I think I started to work very easier, no, easier. With my, I don't know if I'm not mistaken, 13 or 14 years old, I started delivering supermarket folders, you know.
Okay.
And but I don't wanted to deliver. I wanted to play with my friends, you know. And I had a lot of uh, rich friends, you know, that had a rich parents and they don't work, and oh, why I need to work and they not, this kind of thing. But nowadays I thanks a lot to my parents, because I appreciate a lot to give value the things, the money, and I think that's it. But my parents never said me to give up the school, drop out the school. It was only to work, to learn, to give value to things.
Okay. Very, very nice. Very nice. This is important. Yeah, nowadays I'm a professor at university. I started this year, and it's funny for me because you talk about education, because I never thought I could be a professor, because I never, you know, I wasn't a good student. Like I like to play. I like to, you know, I didn't care, and I didn't care about this the education, but I always was a very curious guy. And it's funny for me in the position of being professor, because I care about the process of education, and I started to reflect about my past life, like, you know, when I was a student. So this is so so funny at the same moment, because when I see a student like me, I see oh my god, I wasn't like you. It's like, so this is so funny. But let's continue here. Mara, how about you? Your challenges when you were
Like the
adolescents.
girl, sorry, I'm a little sick. But like the girl said, I'm also shy and I have little troubles with this. Kind of loss of opportunities to have friendships, more friendships, but
Okay.
also low self-esteem, low acceptance, and not have the space to express myself. So this occurred a little late in my life.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, this is so interesting, because I think we as shy people share the same situation, like the low self-esteem because of it. Like you cannot express who you are, and it's very hard. And it's very hard to establish the connection. And I think as consequence of it, we have a lot of problems, for example, in work, sometimes in presenting some information, and sometimes in create good relationships, like, you know, sharing and having friends and so on.
Nowadays, I think being shy is not a problem at per se. I don't know how to say this,
Okay.
but we have space for all kind of personalities. But people don't know this. They just want the extrovert people. So I
Yeah.
think this is a point also.
Yeah. Yeah. We have learning more about the different personality, not only one or one way. We can have others. For example, I'm not consider myself shy anymore, but sometimes I like to stay, you know, in silence, doing my stuff and without any noise. So for me, it's important sometimes. Guys, I'm reading here about the question number 3. It's advice. I think it would be nice. I would like to hear from you. What advice would you give to the teenagers going through adolescence based on your experience? Okay. I think it would be nice to hear you. Let's start from Patricia.
Well, I think be more patient, be interested in helping people, and not be afraid to make mistakes. I think that it's the word, because through mistakes we can became better. Don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Perfect advice. I totally agree. Here we have receiving a lot of people that have studied English for so long, but they do not feel confidence because they are afraid to commit mistakes. And when you are live on YouTube, like we have done that right now or so far, we can, I don't care about the mistakes. Of course, I'm having a lot of mistakes. I have committed a lot of mistakes live on YouTube for more than 2 years. So if the people can check my mistakes, you can research on YouTube. So I feel this is so, I feel so free telling it, like I don't care, I really don't care about this. So it was crucial for my development. Very good, perfect advice. Thanks a lot. Let's hear from Nacheli. How about you, Nacheli?
I think a good thing for teenager is try to do therapy. I know that's not something that everyone could do because it's a little expensive, but as I know, I do therapy now. I know a lot of things that I'm trying to fix now. If I had the therapy when I was a teenager, so now will be not a problem anymore. So when we are a teenager, we think we can do everything and solve everything. You don't need to ask for help. But I think it's always good you have someone to try to guide you.
Wow, awesome, very good. Vitor, how about you?
I think that I would say if they want to do something, just go for it and take some risks. It's nice to have this possibility to take some risks, but don't get killed and don't get arrested because don't get killed because I used to ride skateboard and I make some mistakes. I almost get killed by a car or something like that. I used to ride on the street and I was very unaware of the things that could happen to me. So, but the things that I have done have made what I am myself today. So I think we have to try to do what we want, but being careful for things that can go back, like getting arrested or get killed, something like that.
Yeah, this is important. We need to be aware about the face consequence of who we are.
Yeah,
like, like you can be, for example, you can accept like, I'm a shy person, but you need to deal with the consequence of being a shy person. If you are extroverted, you need to face the consequence of being extroverted. You commit mistakes, you need the consequence of committing that mistakes. You do not commit mistakes, you need to face the consequence of not commit mistakes. You won't learn. That's it.
Yeah,
so
totally.
There always are consequences.
Yeah, as I say, I like to ride skateboards. When I was adolescent, a teenager, I broke my arm 3 times. So, but I was trying to do what I believe that was good for me, and I take the risks and it go wrong. I broke my wrist and arm and everything. So, but I know that this kind of problem, it can be solved, but the learning from that is forever.
Yeah, I believe that adolescence is the time where we can have, I think, I don't know if it's related to the energy, the hormone and so on, but it's the moment where we can be more rebel. For example, when I was teenager, in my adolescence, I used to be a rocker. I played in a metal band and so on. So I was totally crazy. Yeah, it
Me
was totally
too.
crazy. So let's hear from Gabriel. How about you?
Man, sorry, I wasn't here. Can you repeat your question?
The question will be more or less the question number 3, that what advice would you give to the teenager going through the
Oh,
adolescence
I got
based
it.
on your
Okay,
experience, okay?
I got it. Well, I think I would say study a lot, mainly at the high school, because I had the experience and the public tender, you know, because I have my point of view that nowadays in Brazil it's very hard to work and to be I don't know correct CLT, you know, work as a boss, because it works when you have a good position inside the company, like a manager, another thing that you have a good remuneration, a good wage. But I think the future, the people that want to be a good position, a good work, I think in my mind is to be a public servant. I think that's it. And you need to be a test. And this test, man, everything that you learned in your high school will be there in this test. I had this experience because I need to bought a course to study again. And when I did the test, I saw and think by myself, man, this kind of thing I learned in my high school. It's totally. So study and pay attention, and that's it.
Yeah, do you remember the conversation we had about the learn and study? I think will be, this is totally what you said. Like nowadays, for example, as a professor, I really take care and try to maintain my attention on this kind of thing, like the learning process. I wasn't a good student, but there was a reason, I think the school wasn't, a kind of lack of attention and very noisy for me. And nowadays I try to teach for a student like me, because the good student will be a good student, but I wasn't a good student. I need to, to capture the attention. So for me, it's important to do that. So very nice, very nice. Mara, how about you? Advice for the teenagers?
I would say be curious about things that interest you, and go to the gym early and be organized. Learn to be organized, to separate time for each thing. Help at home with home activities like wash the dishes, learn to cook, to take care of yourself in opportunity. I have a lot of advice. Study a lot, and I think do things that you want and that are safe, that don't put in risk your life and other lives, but do things. Don't have friends, talk to friends, have time to friends. Read a lot.
Read a lot. Yeah. I think that nowadays, I need to have my time to read. I need to have my time to watch the movies that I like. I love cartoons, so I have a time to watch cartoon, and I try to maintain this thing, not to feed only my brain, but also my soul. Yeah, I love it. Listen music, I play instruments, so I always, learning some different songs and so on, just to reflect and to maintain calm. And this is so important.
I think that during
I'm getting old.
teenager,
Yeah, I'm aware right now. I'm getting old.
no.
The
I think that during our teenage, we feed our soul more because we are more, I don't know, able to have this part of our life aware. But as we get older, we lost this. But you have this time to remember, because we we get busy with work to pay the bills, but we always have these memories now, these times when what we like at this teenage times.
Yeah. Let's move from for the question number 7, more or less. But I need to say something that really refresh my mind in terms of keep my mind or my mental healthy, is immersion like this, because I've been talking in English here, and of course we are learning together, we have learning together, but I think it's more important to learn from you. And I have learning a lot from you all, like the opinions, I like to provoke just because I want to listen to something different. And sometimes oh my God, this is so nice. This is so nice. So for me, it's awesome, totally awesome. So guys, the question number 7 is, did you ever feel pressure to conform to certain stereotype or expectation during your adolescence? And if you know and remember, tell us the stereotype or the framework, the model, and so on. Okay, let's start from the Nacheli.
I don't know stereotype, but when I was a teenager, my parents they pressure a lot to me be a good student. So as they can't study when they are younger, they try to put this pressure in their children. It's a good, they do this for good, but when we are a teenager, it's a lot to deal. So until now, I'm pressure a lot with study. Now I start to study for, I don't know how to say English, concurso público. And when I start to study, if I didn't some question wrong, my word is the end for me, because I'm not good enough, and it's kind of feelings. And just because when I was a teenager, my parents tried to put this pressure on me. Not try, they actually put.
Okay, very nice. Yeah. I think I was in this pressure, but I know a lot of friends of mine that have the same pressure, like the father. In my time was totally different. Now you have to do this. Mara, how about you?
What's the question?
The question is
pressure.
Number 7.
Okay.
Yeah, did you feel pressure to conform certain stereotype? Okay.
Yeah, I think I was pressure. I feel pressure to be a good student and to be always the good person that did not do nothing wrong, and that's it. I think all people face this in different ways and don't just see after a few years. If see, né? Sorry, I'm mixing Portuguese.
No problem.
Here
we have a rule. Is prohibited to say sorry. You cannot say sorry here.
Oh, great.
Yeah, this word is, we need to avoid it, because it's, there's no reason for sorry. You just try to communicate and okay.
Learning.
Okay, thanks a lot, Mara. Let's hear from Patricia.
Well, I remember I want to know how to do some things that the person or the people saying that is for men, for boys. One example was when I I go to play with my friends in a place in my city where called arcades. We have some games and things like that, and they didn't left me into in the place. And I stay so sad, and my mom helped me a lot because she gave me clothes, and I dressed like a boy and went to my friends with my friends to play in arcades and things like that. And so I'm grateful for my mom helping me a lot, because these little things have always give the girls said things like that. So little things, but it happens.
Yeah, so nice, because it's so nice to hear that your mom support you at that moment, because nowadays what we've seen is totally this, like the society supporting women to do the things, because they need the society, try toward the equality of the things. And only now we have facing this kind of thing, but it's a problem from the past.
Yes.
In my family, especially, I have my sister and a lot of men here. So we have discussing it a lot in the thing. So very nice to hear that you had this amazing experience.
Yes.
Let's hear from Gabriel now.
Well, I think like the most people, kind of about to be a good student, a good note, but isn't a pressure. But my parents wanted that at least I had a note to get through of the year, I guess to pass. But I think my worst was about that date, the girlfriend and the teenager, because mainly at the school, the most of my friends hadn't a girlfriend, a date, I don't, how can I say, casinho. And even I don't being a shy person, but talking about girls, it wasn't a challenge to me, and I've never I couldn't to how can I say, to reach more close than a girl to talk with. Then it was a challenge to me, and I think I remind this kind of thing in my adolescence, the story out.
Okay.
Because
I
go ahead.
we share the same thing, but because I was a shy guy, and so on, but I always had this problem, to deal with girls and to establish communication, so on, especially because, see, nowadays we have discussing other points. For example, I'm a Black man, so this is nowadays a lot of people. It's interesting because a lot of details, especially about my self-confidence. Nowadays, I started to understand other points, or the details, behind the things behind the scene. It's like it's detail, so for me nowadays I can comprehend more, and I have overcome it because of studies and so on. Nowadays I'm feel free, but when I see a boy like I was, I always say the same, guy, try to see from this point, okay? Try to see from this or that point. But thanks a lot. Thanks for sharing, Gabriel. Vitor, how about you?
Well, I have the same experience as you and Gabriel said about the girls. When I was 15, 16, more or less, I was 6'6" tall. How can I say, 1 meter and 98 centimeters, 1,98 metro de altura. So I had so many issues with girls that I was very skinny too. But the main stereotype that I have to deal with that every skateboarder smoke weed, and I don't like weed.
Okay.
So I had too many problems I had to face, like being searched by cops just for holding my skateboard. And I see other problems, like you said, about the black guys. I had too many friends that was black, and they face problems even more harder than I, because they ride
Yeah.
skateboards too, and we face different treatment for the same problem that was the
Wow.
skateboarding is that smoke weed. So we have to face some searches, like the cops very strong, how can I say, very strong behavior against rude behaviors against us. So I think that the stereotype of skateboarding being a junk, they call junk, and so I think
Okay.
this was the biggest problem for me. And I faced
Yeah.
it until the last year. Like I was used to live in Florianópolis, Santa Catarina, and everybody there smoke weed, and I don't. So even my friends that are 40 years old, they call me, how can I say in English? They call me careta.
Careta.
So
Yeah, I don't
I don't
know
like
the English.
how would I do?
Yeah.
I don't like it. It doesn't make me feel good, so I won't smoke it.
Yeah, this is so nice because, for example, I remember when I was this rocker, and nowadays I consider that nowadays I'm more rebel than in the past, because now I have power, and I do not change it my way to be provocative, to do the things but nowadays I have the confidence of do not care about this kind of thing, but I
Yeah,
know that I will face the consequence of it and so on. I think if you see me like dressing my common clothes, it's very close to the skateboarders, like very very large t-shirt, So I really
yeah.
love rock, and this is so interesting. But it's very nice to hear from you this kind of thing, this experience. Guys, we have less than 15 minutes to finish this conversation, so I'm reading here the question number 10 and 11, but I will ask. I would like to know from you, what was your dream when you were adolescents? Okay, because I think it will be more short, and if change it, Nacheli, please.
My dream. Actually, I always want to work as a secretary, and now I'm working as a secretary. But now I want to be a public servant, so this change. And I always want to live just by myself. So 4 years ago, someone crazy in Caixa Econômica let me buy a house, and now I live just by
Congrats,
myself.
congrats.
Thank you. I achieved this dream, and I'm trying now achieve the other, that should be the public servant.
Okay, very good, very good. Nice. Patricia, how about you? Your dream?
I want to be a secretary too, but in a large, big empresa. How do I say? I don't remember. And sorry,
Company.
company, in a big company nearby my city. So I studied administration, and then I am a teacher. I don't know how it changed, but I felt in love by being a teacher, and my dream is travel around the world. So I'm learning English and meeting people who help me, support me, and that's it.
That's it. And what have you teaching? Like your
I'm a English teacher for
wow.
kids.
Okay.
I begin in 2019, and
Okay.
I'm studying since then.
Okay.
And I am studying pedagogia. I forgot.
Pedagogy. Yeah, pedagogy.
Pedagogy.
Okay.
So I'm so happy, but
Wow. Very good.
I'm not a secretary.
Yeah. We cannot have all the things.
Yeah. Yes.
But very nice. Yeah. You know, I always say that all the things that I'm doing right now, I never planned anything. Now I'm geologist. You know, I did my PhD in the last year. I started this year being a professor, but I never planned anything. All the things that I planned changed a lot. So I stopped to plan, you know, at least the way I did or I have done. So I try to let the thing more open and see the opportunity and try to understand how can I, you know, work on it and so on. But totally changed it in my life. So okay, I totally I totally feel you, Patricia. Let's hear from Mara. Mara.
For me, this is not a simple question because because I don't know. I think, as you said, some things change, some dreams change, and I think that is also advice that we can can say to teenagers, that things are changing. We have no control. Despite you like something a lot, but it can change. But my dreams were to travel abroad. I remember I have I don't know if it's diary or journal, when I wrote I would like to go to London, and I would like to have more money to buy some things when I was a teenager. Yeah, I think that's
Okay.
it.
I you know, I would like to have more money as well. I would like to know more money. Money. I would like to have more. Oh, very good. Thanks for sharing, Mara.
Also to learn English, just to
But you speak very well. Do you want to? You need to learn
now.
more. We need to
Yeah,
learn more. That's
yeah.
it.
But at
Yeah.
times old times I like this.
Yeah. So, Gabriel, how about you?
Well, I think in my dream, it was common a lot of adolescents, at least my colleagues and around me, it was to be a soccer player. I don't know, maybe
They're
I love,
Brazilian.
yeah, I love soccer in general, sport in general, but soccer is my main one, and maybe the I don't status, and because the soccer player earn a lot, there's a good
Yeah.
remuneration as well, and but this change changed during the years, and I became a fireman, and I have a thought that every adolescent that couldn't be a soccer player became a fireman, because I know a lot of firemen that
Wow.
wanted to be a soccer player.
Very good, man. Actually, I have one friend that, you know, nowadays he's a fireman. I will ask I was asking him about the soccer. The best.
Please.
Yeah. Oh, very good. Thanks a lot, Gabriel. Vitor, your turn.
Well, when I was teenager, I would like to be a professional skateboarder. I ride skateboards since I was 9. So when I'm 16, I would like to be a basketball player. And I tried until 2018 was the last try to be a professional. But it changes when I start to create things. I think I'm very creative. I like to wood carving and metal welding and something very that I can make things. I am a software developer. I create solutions for many problems. So, but I would like to work with wood and furniture, create furniture and something like that in the future.
Wow, very nice, very nice. And you have been working with creativity, but in your area that is software development.
Yeah. I have to create some code to solve problems like and create
This is so
bots.
interesting that we can transfer this skill to other. Sometimes we cannot imagine that, like that thing. The society try to spread the opposite, but actually, if we start to think more, it's very close. For example, I'm geologist. I have studied rocks and the earth evolution and tectonic plates. Totally, my PhD was on it. But I always like philosophy as well, to think about the life and our existence or education. And now I have studied geology and think, oh, it's all about the philosophy of the world, the symbols and then complexity and the life, the evolution. Okay, so all the things are linked.
Yeah, no, totally. I see when I make some interviews for jobs, I used to talk about that and tell them how are my creative process and how much I like it. I like to try different things. Like I can show you. This is a Rubik's Cube. Wow. It's a 5x5, and I just solve it in a different way. Like it's changed colors, and so this I show it in an interview just past days. So the people that tried just to see it and how I can solve my problem in different ways, and I like how I think and how it's my process.
Oh, this is crazy. This is crazy. Very good. Very nice. Congrats. So guys, I need to finish this conversation, but it was really awesome. I need to thank you all. Okay. Thanks a lot for this conversation, and enjoy the rest of your day, and see you in the next week. Okay.
See you, man. Bye-bye. Thank you.